Hey everyone, it's Chris. Welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders and the PDX Picker channel. Today, as usual, we are going to pull some orders that sold for me on eBay and Poshmark, talk about what I paid for it, how long it took to sell, what was my thought process in buying the item, to hopefully give you some tips and things to be on the lookout for when you are shopping for your reselling business. I also want to talk about just an interesting psychological aspect of this reselling business that I find that's kind of hurting my business, so maybe it might be hurting yours as well. So stick around after the intro song, we'll get into all those topics.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? There's dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
Okay, so we have quite a few items going out. I'm still running a sale for 25% off on a bunch of things, and I think 15% off another chunk, depending on how long I've had them listed. So there are a few lower dollar items, but I think there's maybe 13 total items going out. The first one that we will pull, kind of an interesting story behind it. Found this at a yard sale, and I almost didn't look it up because it was in such bad condition. It's this right here. I don't know how well you can see it, but I think you can tell it's just very rusty. So this is a rifle scope, and the lenses themselves are also kind of scratched up, and not scratched up, but just kind of milky and not great. This is a Weaver K2.5 rifle scope. It says it's kind of engraved on there. I looked it up while I was there, and some of these sell for like 185 bucks. Of course, they're in great condition. So I asked them how much they wanted for it. They said, I have no idea. How about $1? I said, sure. I didn't know if this was going to be worth anything. It does have the crosshairs inside, so ultimately this is a parts only type, or major restore, I guess. Sold that for $25 plus shipping in like 4 days. So highly desirable rifle scope, Weaver K2.5. So if you happen to be out and about and you come across one of those, pretty much no matter what, if it's relatively inexpensive, it's going to be worth picking up. Some of the longer term viewers of the channel will remember I sourced these not that long ago, and I was taking a shot in the dark. Had no idea how it was going to turn out. Turned out pretty well, I think. I bought these Saucony Hes Kicks, Hes Kicks. It's a Heskicks, some sort of collaboration. I don't know what Hes Kicks or Hes Kicks is. You can see it right there on the side of the shoe. So these shoes came out in 2017, and I bought these, or found these at Goodwill for $25. So I thought it must be something special about them, and they certainly look unique. Come to find out, this is a collaboration done between the two, Saucony and Hes Kicks, back in 2017. There were only 100 pairs of these shoes made, so very limited edition. These ones are new without the box, but there were like 3 or 4 of these listed. Some of them, one as high as like 650 bucks. And I don't think any had sold in quite some time, so I had no idea if I was going to get a sale anytime soon or ever. Listed them for $199 or best offer. I got an offer for $100. I countered at $125. I really was like, should I just take the $100, or should I try and squeeze a little bit more out of them? So I did. I tried to squeeze a little bit more out of them, and they accepted it, thankfully. So I sold it for $125 plus shipping in like 3 weeks. So quite quickly. Can't say that's going to be the case with all of these rare shoes, because like I said, there were multiple others listed. The only other one that was remotely similarly priced was a pre-owned pair, so I had some advantages going for it. I mean, I'm sure it's possible I could have listed these for $300 or something and just crossed my fingers and sat back and got a lot more money over time, but definitely no guarantee of that. So I thought, 125 bucks off of 25 was good enough for me. We'll pull one more order and get into the topic that I wanted to bring up today. These are a pair of Wrangler Riggs workwear jeans. This is what they look like here. The Wrangler Workwear Riggs brand. And I don't know, it's like a brownish, greenish color, probably more green than brown. my color blindness really makes it difficult for me to differentiate between those types of colors. So I was looking it up. I actually sold those Sauconys in 5 days. Way less time than I thought. So I don't know. I probably could have got some more money for it, but again, I'm okay. These pants have been listed for a long, long time. I bought them for $6.29, and they were listed for almost 300 days. They were in my sale, and they eventually sold for $14.96 plus shipping. Not a great pickup. I figured they would sell a lot quicker. They didn't. Live and learn. Moving along. So let's go into that topic that I brought up. Just something I personally have realized about myself. Although this has happened multiple times in the past, I usually forget what's going on in the middle of it. So it's not something that I am good enough at catching to immediately address it. But I've been really unmotivated the past 4 days. Hardly have done any listings. In 4 days, I think maybe 4 listings. And my goal is minimum of 5 a day. So I'm doing terrible at meeting that goal. And so, you know, it's going to have consequences. I know for a fact it's going to have consequences on my store, and my sales are going to go down quite a bit. It's just what happens with eBay. If you're not regularly listing, the sales usually dry up. I'm thinking the reason for it, there's you know, a few reasons, like just life gets in the way. Sometimes there's a lot of activities that just take up a lot of your time. Maybe there's work issues, there's family issues. The reality is I've been no busier in the past 4 days than I was the previous 2 months. It's just, I'm fairly confident the reason for it is I've had a very, very successful start to the month of February. When I have those successful runs, just naturally my brain loses its drive. I lose my hunger. I lose that desire to push through and overcome, because there isn't anything to push through and overcome. So I'm just kind of sitting back and resting on my successes, which is not good. It's just not good at all. That is basically a recipe for mediocrity. I mean, that might be a bit harsh, but it's not going to be a recipe for long-term successfully knocking your goals out of the park. Basically, you're just going to meet your goals, meet your benchmarks, maybe do a little bit better, maybe do a little bit worse. So it can be quite detrimental, and it's certainly not an attitude that I think any of us would want. Now, on the flip side, I don't want to just work myself to the bone and work myself to death and spend all my time out here in the shop doing all of this eBay stuff and ignoring all of my other responsibilities. That's just not what I want to do. There are other people that maybe want to do that or are okay with that, and that's fine. That's just not me. I don't want to do that. So I need to make sure to continue to find that happy medium that allows me to continue to have the drive and hunger to push myself to do the things that I don't want to do, but also take some time to enjoy the successes that come along with the business. And I think what it comes down to is just the importance of having daily goals. So if I look back the past few days, and if I just told myself, get up, get out there, do your 5 listings, and move along, that's, you know, would have taken just maybe 2 hours, 3 hours over those 4 days, and I would be feeling a lot better about myself right now. But we can't go back in time. I can't go back in time and change what I did. I can only change what I am doing moving forward. So that's what I'm going to do moving forward. Commit to those 5 listings a day. Just get back onto the horse, get back into the saddle. Ignore what happened in the past, because like I said, can't change it. So don't dwell on it too much. Keep moving forward. Let's go ahead and pull a couple, or the 2 Poshmark orders that sold for me. First one, I remember going to a thrift store that I don't normally go to, and this is like the only thing that I could find at all. And I bought it. I shouldn't have bought it. I should have just left there empty-handed. This is just a kind of boring gray Duluth trading sweater. I was even able to find the model for it, so I can't use that as an excuse. So this was a strong arm men's quarter zip sweater. Looks like this here. Paid $6.99 for it. Had it listed for a long, long time. And I ended up, somebody offered me $15 for it on Poshmark. I took it. I made $12. So earnings off of it, minus my cost of goods and everything. Hardly any profit, but that's just the reality with Duluth trading. I am very much over it. Maybe there was a time 3-ish years ago where it was a pretty good brand to resell, and you know, maybe, I'm sure there are some good items that they sell, but the vast majority of them are not really. So I can't remember the last time I sourced a Duluth Trading. It might have been that, and that was probably 6+ months ago. This next item that sold was much better. Picked it up for only $2. Don't remember exactly where, but it is this nice green North Face medium men's medium outer shell jacket. That sold for $40 plus shipping. So certainly a lot better. Nope, $35 plus shipping. $35. It was originally listed for $40 and or $39 or something, and I sent out an offer and somebody accepted it for $35. That was one of the offers that was automatically sent out by Posher VA. The person liked the item, and after about 3 minutes, the Posher VA sent an automatic offer for 10% off. So another good Posher VA success story. I found this North Face camo fleece. Hasn't sold yet, but I just pulled the jacket right next to it here. It's hard to see, but I got this for $9 at my local thrift store, and when I went to look it up to comp it, because I listed it a couple days ago, I didn't comp it when I was in the store because I figured $9 for a nice North Face fleece with the camo combination, it's got to be worth at least $35. Well, there were 2 comps in the last 90 days for that almost exact same jacket that is sold for $185. It's called the Denali, you know, North Face camo Denali fleece jacket. Guess it's semi-rare. No idea. I listed mine for $185 or best offer. I already have 3 watchers on it, and I just listed, that was one of the 4 things I've listed in the last 4 days. So I don't know, it's crazy. We'll see what it sells for. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and you'll be able to see the future sales here coming soon. Because I'm hoping I can get a 185 for it or something similar as well. That would just be crazy to me. I mean, those are just, I don't know. There's kind of just boggles my mind sometimes how expensive certain items of clothing can be. I almost feel bad participating in that, but that's why I turn the best offer feature on, because hopefully if somebody does want it, you know, I literally would take an offer of probably $60 or more on it. So I guess if you are watching this, you know what my store is, and you want that for $60 more, send me an offer, I'll probably take it. These sold here, these are some Ultra Lone Peak 5. I paid either $9.99 or $4.99. Let's take a look. I did pay $9.99, but these are an older model, the Lone Peak 5. I think we might even be at a Lone Peak 8 right now. So because of that, I listed them on the lower side, and they sold in 11 days. The reason I bought them is the condition on them is really, really good, and they sold for $29.99 plus shipping. There was a little bit of heel wear. That's not focusing. Heel wear back here, but even in spite of that, everything else on them is really nice. So $29.99 plus shipping in 11 days. I don't think that's too bad. $10 into 30 in 11 days. It's not great. I'd like to get higher for it, but you make do. But, you know, it's just a strategy that I've adopted. Not for everyone. Second to last Sega Genesis game. The only game I have left is Ms. Pac-Man. This one is in my sale and ended up selling for virtually nothing. $9.67 free shipping. Had a very chatty buyer wanting to know if I would take any less for it. I was the 6th cheapest. I looked it up. I was the 6th lowest listing on eBay, and I just replied to the guy and said, hey, you know, you might be more interested in one of the other 5 listings that are less expensive than mine. I was just trying to say, look, you know, I'm not gonna take any lower, and well, if you want to spend less, there's other people on there. For whatever reason, he went ahead and bought mine, and he's very excited. He's a big Jurassic Park fan. I don't know why he honed in on my listing and my game, because there were so many others, but I don't know the minds of buyers. This next item I really contemplated keeping for myself, except now I can't find it. There it is. It's a Sharper Image brand Bluetooth shower radio with a LED anti-fog mirror on it. So I have a shower mirror, but I thought it might have been kind of nice to have music or something playing in there. Now that I think about it, I kind of do want this, but whatever. I paid, it's either $8 or $10. I don't know why I'm having such a heck of a time remembering. It was $10. So I paid $10 for that, and it sold for $35. It's new in the package, so that's one of the reasons why it could sell for a little bit more than that if this was used. Probably only 15 to 20, and a much lower sell-through rate. Yeah, I hate not being able to listen to music in the shower, which is silly, because I'm only in there for 5 minutes. It's not like it's I'm gonna survive without being able to listen to music. And now I had the opportunity, but I decided to sell it instead. So this one's interesting. This is my first true repeat buyer. And by that, I mean this is somebody who bought from me, I have no idea how long ago, and they bought a completely different item from me at some point later on. Sometimes, I think I had a few repeat buyers when I had my, when I had the Vibram Five Fingers shoes. I had a couple people buy multiple pairs from me over like a 4 or 5 day period. But this one, I don't know the last time this person bought something for me, but then they bought this, which is, it's a game called Yam Slam. I guess this is the portable version. I didn't realize that when I bought it. I bought it for $4.99 at Goodwill. It was new in the package. When I went to comp it, they were selling for like $20 to $25 pretty regularly. But that's the full-size version, and the travel version sells for less, usually around $19 free shipping, and then the price has gone down on it. Eventually, that got in my sale and sold for $14.93 free shipping. So not a huge, great one there. But thank you to the buyer, who maybe you're a viewer. Highly doubt it, but maybe you are. So Heather, thank you so much for the purchase if for some reason you are a viewer. So this is my first pair of Bogs boots that I've sold. Most of the time when I come across them, they are super expensive. And these ones were actually affordable. They're $6.99. They looked like they're in really good condition. And when I went to clean them, for whatever reason, they didn't look as good as when I originally was looking into buying them. But this is what they look like right here. Bogs, it's nice. It's got a model on the inside. This is the Northampton, women's size 10. And this is the condition I was talking about. See here on the back how there's a bunch of that discoloration. Anyway, in spite of that, everything else about these are in good condition. It took a little bit of time to clean them because there was some dried mud on the bottom. But those sold for $29.99 plus shipping on that. So, first successful Bogs boots purchase. And I hope to find more in that $7 to $10 range, but most of the time when I find them for sale, they're like $20, which is just too much because you usually are able to, I mean, if these were in a better condition, I probably could have got 40 for them. So that's usually what, or 35 to 40 anyway. So they sell a lot in the winter because they're good waterproof boots, rain boots, snow boots, and so they sell really well in the winter, but they're not crazy high premium boots in terms of the price people are paying for them. 2 more sales left. One of the items is one of the oldest in my store. Very, very happy to get rid of it, even though it's essentially a loss. But before that, let's pull this pair of pants that I just listed about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And the bad things I was saying about Duluth trading, I will say the opposite to a certain extent about 511 tactical pants. A lot of 511 tactical is really good selling, it just doesn't sell for a huge amount of money, so it's got to be found cheap. So this pair of tactical pants, like I said, sold in 3 to 4 weeks, 24 days to be exact. Picked these up for $4.99, so that's right about the max, basically, that you're going to want to pay for most of these. And those sold for $17.98 plus shipping. Those are the Strike Cargo Utility Pants, S-T-R-Y-K-E. That is one of the main reasons that I was able to sell them so quickly, is it's very, very important to try and find the model of the pants, because like most companies, they have a bunch of different models, and if you just put 511 tactical pants in your title, people are not necessarily going to find your listings nearly as quickly. So how I did it is, for those particular ones, I just had to Google Lens it. They don't have the model listed on the inside. Sometimes I'm able to find it off of a style code, and that may have been how I found those. I can't remember exactly, but it is important, though, to take a little bit of time to figure out what the style is so that you can put that in your listing and help buyers find your listing better. All right, so here is the last item of the day, the item that has been listed for 1,179 days. 1,179 days. I don't remember anything about where I got this. I'm assuming it was an online auction, because that's where I was doing most of my sourcing back then. It was from online auctions. When I bought this, I bought a lot of He-Man Motu figures, and this was COVID time period, height of collectible pricing. I think I paid $9 per figure. That included shipping, so I think I bet you there was 6 or 8 figures that I bought, so it was probably right around 45, 55 bucks, something like that, for 6 figures, let's say. Well, this was one of the 2 that I have left, and it's this guy here. His name is Webstore. He is not complete. He's missing his weapon. He does have his backpack. He's a soft head, so it means he's one of the, I think he's from 1984. Maybe not. Anyways, somewhere right around there. But the Motu figure market, based off of my uneducated opinion, I'm definitely not an expert on this, but it seems to have cratered. It seems to have gone down significantly. I probably had this originally listed for $15-ish, and that was competitively priced 4 years ago. Over time, I've had to end the listing, sell similar. I've put it in multiple sales. It finally sold for $5.06 plus shipping. So, now, anecdotally, feels to me like the market for Motu has gone down, maybe as much as 66% in this case, 2/3 of the cost over the past 3 or 4 years. So if you are sourcing Motu figures, He-Man figures, they gotta be cheap. I mean, complete ones certainly will sell for more, but compared to what they were selling for in 2020 and 2021, it's way, way less. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did. Subscribe to my channel to get more content like this in the future. Good luck with your reselling ventures out there. We'll catch you on the next video, so take care. Bye-bye.